Hey, what's up? Like, totally time for 90210.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to the 90210 show. My name is Mark. With me as always is my hopping girlfriend, Carol. How you doing today, Carol?
Hey, what's up? Not hopping.
Not much. It's been a great week.
The fucking
here.
Easter bunny?
It's coming. It's February 21st, 1997.
That it is.
And it's a Valentine's episode of 90210.
Yeah, too bad we couldn't line that up.
After Valentine's Day, so we're almost synced up.
Almost. Not
just
quite.
a couple years later. We need to,
right?
You know, we try to make up some ground during the summer, obviously, because we go all year long. Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, 90210 also almost goes all year long. Instead of taking a long break, instead of having 24 episodes a year like most, they have like 31 episodes here or something.
It's like, what the fuck are they doing? They're purposely making it hard.
Yeah, exactly.
Dicks.
They only give us a few weeks every year in order to try to catch up.
Yeah.
It makes it difficult.
We'll never catch up.
Well, if they go more than 9 seasons, then technically we will.
We'll see.
Well, I mean that's my projections.
Okay.
Because we're gaining enough ground. We've been doing this. We've been doing the 90210 show for 2 years. We were 4 years behind. Now we're 2 years behind. Mm-hmm. We're on season 5. They're on season 7. Anything after season 9, we should be like slowly catching up because we're gaining 2 years every 2 years on them. So when they're on season, anything after season 9, we should be caught up, I think.
Okay.
So if they do a 10th season, then we should be caught up. But they'd have to go 3 more years than now. So they'd have to go into 2000.
So like I said, I don't think we're ever going to catch up.
They started in 1990, I guess, right? So they would span the entire 2000s. That'd be cool. I mean, the entire 90s. Sorry,
I was going to say
till 2000s. What I meant.
We'll see.
Anyway, that kind of makes sense as long as I know the show's still popular. So I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, we'll see. But let's focus on this episode.
Yeah, this was an insane episode.
What was this episode called? What the Heart Wants?
No. Something about the heart, though.
Where the heart is?
Yeah, something like that.
The heart's got a tug.
Yeah, it was about hearts because the whole episode's about hearts.
All right, well, get into it, Carol.
I'm trying to remember where we start.
I remember where we start.
Okay, where do we start?
Well, here's the thing. Do we want to go in order, or do we want to do storyline by storyline?
Well, we usually do storyline by storyline, but I usually start with wherever we started.
Well, where we start is with Donna and Ray.
Oh, okay.
After his show, and she's like, oh, hey, I love you or whatever. They kiss and stuff like that. And he's like, hey, my mom's still out of town. Do you want to, come over?
Yeah, come spend the night with me.
And she
says yes.
We hard cut to them just hardcore making out naked under a blanket on his bed.
Right.
It looks like they're in the middle of sex.
Yeah, it seemed like they already were for sure. And then I
was shocked.
Then she's like, no, Ray, stop.
He looks down and he's like, how can I stop? I'm so close. I felt kind of bad for him.
And she's like, you just do it for me. I'm sorry, Donna. You at least owed the man head. This is not okay. She is that's too much of a tease.
It was not bad. I mean, it was bad.
It was not bad?
No, it was bad.
So that kind of sets the tone for what else happens with them this episode.
You gotta have heart. That's the name of the episode.
So the background of the episode is that there's a telethon going on for pediatric cardiology or something.
I was thinking, what is this Tales from the Dark Side, the movie. Like, there's like a wraparound story here of there's a telethon going on the entire time.
Yeah. And so it's all about, heart. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, it's for kids with bad hearts.
So
you gotta have heart, but these kids gotta have heart transplants.
Right.
Several of them died during the filming.
So Ray talks to his mother when she comes back. And he basically says, like...
It's difficult to date her because I can't have sex with her.
Basically, more roundabout way. And she says, a love like this only comes around once in a while, and you can't let her go, so whatever you
Don't
do,
mess
just
it up.
be discreet.
And safe.
Clean and discreet.
That's right. Go sign up for the Massive Love. Speaking from the heart. Hey, there's another heart thing.
She was writing the ad for him.
So she basically says, look, cheat, but don't let her know about it.
I think it's so fucked up. Like, why is she pushing this so hard? Is it just because she, gave her a $10,000 vacation and she wants that for the rest of her life? I'm starting to...
Yeah, I don't know. She seems like she likes her, but yeah, I think maybe it's the money thing.
Yeah.
She's kind of like, look, she's your ticket or whatever, but, I know you want to have sex, so go bang some whores.
I don't know. Like, if I were Ray, I would break up with her. Or marry her. I mean, those are your choices, but you can't keep dating and doing what they're doing.
Well, the problem is she's getting to a point where this isn't cute anymore.
Right.
When she was in high school and she was like, no, I want to wait till I get married or whatever, it's like, yeah, okay, that's fine. And I understand, like, there are people that want to wait till they're married and everything, and it's like, oh, hey, you got to be
true love waits.
Pure or whatever. I don't know. We don't need to get into what I think about that. But I just think it's, at this point, she's got to expect that they're adults, and Ray is older than them.
Yeah, he's like in his late 20s, early 30s.
I think so. I think I don't think early 30s yet, but I think he's in his late 20s.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're all like 19, 20, around that age. And at this point, it's like when you date somebody for a while, that's that's going to come up. If you're not putting out at some point, after months, then most people are probably going to move on. I
mean, I've heard, the 3-date rule. I think that's a little soon, but, yeah, they've been dating for quite a while.
Yeah. What about the 3-year rule?
Right. How long were her and David dating? Like
several years.
Yeah.
He waited a long time.
He deserved a medal.
He didn't get as far as, for cheating on her with Aaron.
Because he lasted as long as he did, though. I'm sorry.
It's like dating her is like a challenge.
It is.
The Dating Donna challenge. Who can last the longest?
Ray even said to her, it was kind of like a bad after-school special. He's even like, come on, I can tell you want to, or, whatever. But I mean, I'm sure she does. Like, just
fucking
do it, Donna.
Down there.
Ew. Why you gotta be all gross? Come on.
That was what he was intimating.
But we didn't need to go there, did we?
Ray said, did my waterbed break? Oh, no.
Oh, shit. Wow. That's just so wrong. Okay.
Anyway.
So he's very sexually frustrated.
Yes.
And as...
Enter someone else who's sexually frustrated.
As Mark had pointed out an episode or two ago, Valerie seems like she might have a crush on Ray.
You got her name right.
I did. I was so proud of myself.
I don't think she has a crush on him. I think this is just her continuing quest to have sex with every man in the cast.
Maybe. So
so far, Dylan, not Brandon.
She hasn't slept with Brandon.
Dylan, Steve.
Did they actually have sex?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes. I mean, I didn't do a DNA sample on her afterwards. But as presented, yes.
Okay.
Seemed like it. He was at least inside of her. I don't know how far they got.
You mean when the house burned down?
Yes.
Okay, I thought they just were like fooling around. I didn't realize they actually had sex.
Yes.
Okay.
He even said that.
Okay.
So, Dylan, Steve, and now Raymond.
Because
everybody loves Raymond.
Right. Well, Valerie sure wants to. They show up to the telethon thing.
Who's they?
They. She shows up by herself.
Valerie and her breasts?
No, she shows up, and Ray had shown up at the same time. So he went in.
He got a little bit. He got there a little ahead of her.
A little ahead of her, but she saw him get out of his vehicle. She knew whose vehicle it was. She went over, opened the door, reaches in and turns on the lights.
Yeah.
What a psycho. What a fucking psycho thing to do.
She's just like when she sought out Dylan, right?
Yeah, well, this is even worse.
She's going out looking for it.
Come on now. I mean, this is like property destruction.
It's draining his battery.
Yeah, and now he needs, car help.
Draining his battery, and then she's going to drain his...
Oh, jeez. So, she's creepily watching him and Donna during the telethon, and when he leaves, she jumps up and follows him outside so she can be the one to offer to help him.
What'd you think of that?
When his battery is drained.
What'd you think of that outfit she was wearing?
I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
Describe it.
I mean, it's a shirt, but it was tight.
Okay.
That's all.
So Mark enjoyed her breasts. That's cool. Good for you. So she's like, "Hey, you need a jump?" And hey, you need a ride.
Yeah.
And he's like, "No."
She acts all like innocent and everything. He's like, "I don't know what happened. I guess I left my lights on."
She's like, "Well, you need a ride." And he's like, "No, I've got jumper cables. I just need a jump.
I just need a spark," I think is what he said. No, I can't remember. Jolt. I think that's what he said. And she goes, "Yeah, well, I can give you that, but I don't need the jumper cables for it."
Yeah, something like that. And then he asks, "What are you thinking?" Or what are you... And she's like, "Hopefully the same thing you are."
And then he got in that fucking sports car of hers real fast.
Oh, yeah. So they take off, and
where do they go?
She moved in to the fucking hotel that all the rich people keep moving into.
Well, this was a different hotel, actually. This wasn't the Bellage.
It wasn't?
This was something else. I think it also started with a B, but it's a different hotel.
Okay. But she moved into a hotel. Jim and Cindy are talking all kinds of shit.
Yeah, they are. They fucking hate her.
And, they're all mad because she's moving out and she's moving into a hotel. Like, what does it matter?
She's moving out.
But, I don't know. Like, why do you think they're so judgmental of her?
They don't, because that's their character. Like, if this was Brenda, they'd be saying the same thing.
Yeah.
They're constantly, but it's only the females. They're constantly judging the female daughter-like characters in their lives.
They're kind of like Kelly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, they go back to her hotel room where she lives now.
By the way, Dylan showed up there when she first moved in.
Yeah.
And he's wearing his suit and stuff like that. You're right. It's like he's trying to be an adult or something.
Yeah, he's just walking around wearing a suit all the time now. Now he's got money. He's like, I want to look hot.
Right. I've got business. I'm a businessman. I've got a lot of business to do.
Right.
He's carried around a silver briefcase. Yeah, but he's like, oh yeah, well, Jimmy and Cindy called me in a panic or whatever, and he was talking about how you don't want to live in a hotel and all this shit and everything, and how it's lonely, and she very much doesn't want him there. It seems like, which I don't blame her because he's been nothing but an asshole to her.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, sorry, your hotel years weren't the best in your life, but if most people could live like this, they would. How much money did she get from Jonesy? What the fuck is going on?
Right? Like, did he give her millions of dollars? I think she did at least one more job, though, for him, right? Like,
I have no idea.
Huh.
They haven't said anything about it.
Yeah, I would like to know how she's, like, all wealthy now.
I think it's just going to keep it vague. Did you get the whole briefcase? Is Jonesy dead? Like... off screen, did she slash his throat?
Yes.
After that drink, she's like, "Yeah, I'll have a drink," and then she slammed it on the table, just slashed his throat. Now she's got half of Dylan's money, $4 million.
Right.
They're gonna find Jonesy dead with like a Brazilian necktie or whatever they call it.
And Dylan says something like he thinks introducing her to Jonesy was something he's going to regret.
And she said, "Oh, that was the only mistake. You everything else was a mistake or whatever."
Yeah, that was the only nice thing you ever did for me or something.
That's what she said. Yeah.
So, I don't know. Well, we'll see what happens. I guess she's just going to lure all the men back there and have sex with them, like you said.
she's created a parlor.
Right.
I'm telling you, it's going to get real awkward when it's Jim.
God.
She'd be like, "Well, I don't like you, Valerie, but yeah, she lures Ray back there. They have sex,
and when he's leaving in the morning, she's kind of trying to not let him go.
Yeah, she's like, "Why are you rushing off so much?" She really doesn't want him to go. He's like, "Hey, I'll call you," and she's like, "You don't have to leave or whatever." And then she says, "She's like, look, I'm not looking for a boyfriend." No strings, no head games. We're just going to have fun, all this stuff. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll call you." It very much seems like he's like, "Yes, we had sex. I want to do it again. I'll call you. I have my fucking life to live now."
Right.
And it's like, if she really just wanted that, then she'd be fine with him saying, "Okay, I'll call you. We'll have fun later."
Yeah. Well, I think she is lonely. I think she's deep down lonely.
For sure. Yeah.
Because she doesn't have anybody who's a really good friend to her. She just has Dylan, who treats her like shit.
She talked to that friend on the phone one time, and when she was smoking pot, and that friend has never come back. So, who knows? She probably killed herself, too.
Kelly treats her like shit.
Brandon treats her kind of nice, but... like in a very standoffish way.
Yeah, he keeps her at arm's length.
Steve doesn't like her anymore.
No.
After having sex with her. Kind of treated her like shit.
Yeah, so I guess I kind of feel bad for Valerie.
Mm-hmm. You finally come around to it.
I still think she needs to make better life choices.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Okay, so Ray cheats on Donna.
Mm-hmm. Good for Ray.
Huh?
Is it good for Ray?
No, bad Ray.
Oh, come on.
I'm mad at Ray.
I think anyone that cheats on Donna is fine. I think that doesn't even count as cheating.
Oh, that's awful. She does. She either needs to give it up or she needs to marry a pastor or something.
How many years are they going to keep this up for?
Well, however long Spelling is in charge of the show, I think.
He was in this episode.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
He was in the limo that Steve flags down.
Yeah, randomly because he's trying to get some entertainers to come to the
Jade.
Yeah,
the female R&B group Jade.
Yeah, he got them to come do the telethon, and then he thought that he lost them, so he's chasing down their limo. And
wow,
what?
You're really giving Steve's story the respect that it deserves. We just kind of fucking stumble into it, and you're like, let me just gloss over this shit.
Well, it was really nothing.
Yeah, it was really nothing. They don't give him much to do anymore.
No, he got Jade to do the telethon. Woohoo!
He outed a gay guy in a very homophobic way, and that's the last bit of business they had him to that actually mattered about anything.
Well, no, he did, get that house burnt down and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. All bad shit, even though he's a good guy.
I guess.
Okay, so Donna and Ray, Valerie.
Mm-hmm.
Now we should talk about
Steven.
We talked about him. Mm-hmm. Now we should just talk about Brandon and Kelly or Andrea and Jesse.
Let's do Andrea and Jesse because I think Brandon and Kelly is supposed to be the main story.
Okay.
Although I think Andrea and Jesse's the one I'm most invested in right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm interested in what's going on with Kelly, but okay.
But I know where that's going to go. I don't know where Andrea and Jesse are going to go.
Andrea and Jesse are out on a date night. for Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
They're arguing in line about what movie they're going to see because she is taking him to a double feature Fred Astaire movies. Yeah. So he's like, these are black and white movies. Like, this is awful,
this
basically.
Is a piece of shit. It's like being in a movie with you, by the way. Oh. You don't appreciate old movies. Just call me grandpa and stuff like that.
Not true. I mean, I do call you grandpa, but I appreciate old movies.
Do you? Singing in the Rain?
Yeah.
Second favorite movie of all time?
No.
Oh, okay.
Anyway. So they're in this line, and then she sees the doctor, dude. Whatever the fuck his name is. Peter.
Peter with his big Peter. And he's with his wife, Mrs. Peter. So
then all of a sudden she's like, oh, you know what? Actually, let's go see the movie you wanted to go see, Jesse.
She wants to be out. She wants to get out of there.
Right.
She's like, yeah, let's go see fucking Rambo. Whatever, Sylvester Stallone. What's Sylvester Stallone? So this is 2 years ago. So this is 1996. So what are they seeing? Are they seeing Demolition Man?
I have no idea. Not a Valentine's Day movie.
No, I think Demolition Man came out like 93, but I don't know.
But
Daylight.
Unfortunately, though, Jesse sees Peter.
Mm-hmm. He's like, hey, isn't that doctor you want to fuck? He doesn't say that, but...
He flags him down. He's like, hey, how's it going? And then his wife is there.
Clueless.
Yeah, he's so nice and so dumb, and it makes you so sad.
Yeah.
So they end up getting invited to hang out with Peter and his wife. They do a double date. They see these two fucking movies Jesse didn't even want to see.
Yep.
And then they go out for like coffee afterwards or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're not even playing footsie under the table. They're touching fingers on top of the table. Mm-hmm. How does nobody notice this?
I don't know.
I would notice this.
I expected Peter to stand up and take his cock out.
Right?
Like, what the fuck is going on?
This is, fucked up. And, when were they talking alone? Was it that night or another day?
It was another day. He called her.
Oh, yeah.
While she was at the telethon. And
he's like, oh, we should set Jesse and my wife up or whatever.
She's like, you're so bad.
I'm not happy with them.
No.
Like, I was a
They
little...
definitely had sex.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and they want to have sex again, and they're going to keep doing it. Mm-hmm. And they should leave their spouses then.
Yeah.
This is not right.
Yeah, the whole thing's messed up. What do you think of Peter now? What do you think of his face? We got a little bit better look at his face. See that fucking nose? If her and Andrea had kids, or if him and Andrea had kids, I mean, it'd look like fucking Gonzo.
Maybe. But I mean, he's a nice looking guy, but so is Jesse.
No, he's not.
I think they're both nice looking dudes.
Jesse's a fine looking guy, although not the best looking guy in the world. Clearly not as good looking as Dylan or Brandon.
Well, yeah.
Or I don't even think as good looking as Steve. But
I disagree.
Peter looks like a caricature that some artist drew on a beach.
I think that you're viewing him through some kind of lens of hate. It's making him uglier.
I don't I care so much about fucking Andrea's stupid relationship.
I don't know.
He just look at his nose next time. I think you're looking at him in some kind of like haze of love or something. I don't know what the fuck you're looking at.
Oh no, I left my rose-colored glasses at home. Anyway. What?
Nothing. We'll see if that joke stays in.
Fuck you. Okay. So now let us move on, I guess, to Brandon and Kelly.
The main attraction here.
Holy shit. So, last episode...
Previously on 90210.
What is this professor's name again?
Professor... Hartley?
That's a hell of a name there.
Professor
Hadley?
Hartley House?
I don't know.
Professor Harrison?
Whatever. The psych professor had asked her to break up with Brandon.
Professor Bradley?
No. And we're not sure if she was going to or what's going to happen. And he has now bought a house. It's like, you know, the beginning of the compound for the fucking cult is happening.
Well, he didn't buy a house. Two of his acolytes or whatever, their parents contributed for them to either rent this house or buy it.
Yeah. So they're
Professor Finley.
Finley, okay. They're all there, like, working on this shared space together.
I don't know what they're doing. Are they fucking building weapons? What is going on? They're always nailing and things. What are they doing?
Yeah, they're always busy. It's kind of weird.
They're putting on a play?
I thought they were, like, remodeling, but...
Why? It's a fucking gorgeous mansion.
I don't know. So... Okay, so Kelly is there. Brandon's calling all the time trying to get her to, like, you know, come rejoin the world.
Right.
She's supposed to be at the telethon with him.
It's her idea. It's for her sorority.
Right.
And it's this Valentine's Day telethon, and she's not there.
So he finally gets her on the phone, has to, like, beg and plead to get her on the phone. Mm-hmm. And she just basically says, I'm not coming.
And then hangs up.
Yeah, she hangs up on him.
And he's being so nice. He's like, no, I'm not mad or whatever. And she just fucking hangs up the phone.
Yeah. So he has to start the telethon off without her.
So he grabs Donna, and he's like, Donna, you're going to be my date or whatever.
And this involves something I did not expect. Mm-hmm. They, like, make out hardcore.
Hardcore. And they don't tell us that this is what it's for. I mean, you kind of get the idea after a while. Like, I was like, is this a fucking dream? Like, what is going on? And then, but yeah, like, I thought this was going to be like a Donna sex dream or something like that.
Right.
But they're making out and everything, and David comes up. He's like, hey, you know, Brandon, come on, you got to go and we got to start the show or whatever. And Donna's like, can't you see he's busy? And they, like, keep making out. And he's like, yeah, but I don't know what to do. How are we supposed to, you know, start the show? And Brandon stops and he looks and he's like, David, you just say, live from the Peach Pit After Dark. It's this fucking telethon. And it's the stupidest skit ever.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, that is, like, did Jason Priestley write this episode? Like, because that's the only reason you'd put that sketch in there. Thinking it's funny at all.
Well, and, like, it's weird. Like, both their relationships are in trouble. Mm-hmm. And then they're making out with each other. Like, right. I don't know.
He says something, too. He's like, wow, Ray's been teaching you or something.
Yeah,
like
he said Ray's been giving you lessons. Well, how would he know she wasn't always a good kisser? Did he kiss her before? Like, she has done a lot of kissing.
Maybe he talked to Dylan.
Maybe. So, okay, so that happens, and then he leaves the telethon and goes to get Kelly.
Yeah, he goes up to Finley Compounds. He goes to Guyana.
And, like...
They mentioned that, by the way.
What?
Jamestown. That gets mentioned later.
Who? When?
Nat does.
Oh. Oh,
yeah? Yeah, but we'll get there.
But they give him a hard time even, like, trying to find her, to talk to her, and... The professor dude tells her, like, you've got to, you know, decide whether or not you're here or whether you're there, basically.
Right.
Like, break off with him or leave
Sever
us.
all ties from the outside world.
Right. So she's out talking with Brandon. They go for a walk. And it seems like they're going to break up. But when he's like, can you tell me that you have no feelings for me, that you're really done? She's like, I can't. And then she leaves with him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that would have been a good way for it to go.
I guess. It doesn't go that way.
It does not. I don't remember what happens, though.
Okay.
Do you?
Yeah.
Tell me.
Did you fall asleep in the middle of this episode?
No. I mean, I remember, like...
Just blacked out the rest of this?
I remember the end, but I don't remember the middle.
So they're hanging out and everything, and she's there for some of the telethon. She's working the phones. That's when Peter calls Andrea, and they have their little fucking thing, and the Jade thing happens. She ends up back with Brandon at Brandon's place. Also, by the way, she's making eyes at Dylan a lot of the time.
Yeah, she is.
During the telethon thing, she's all like... And Dylan has this this thing where he's like, they're asking for donations or whatever, and he pulls out $100 bill and he's like, David, fine young David, send one of these boys down here and grab this 100 from me. They can have it, And he really is like, now he's got money again. He's very into, I never really realized this before, but he's very into flaunting his wealth.
Yeah.
Not like he wants to spend a lot of money necessarily, or like he's not like loose with money necessarily, you know what I mean? But he loves making a show of it.
Yeah.
And so then Valerie's there, and she's like, hey, send another one down. I got $300 for him. And she just kind of glares at Dylan like, yeah, fuck you. I can play this game too.
Right.
But anyway, so yeah, that's what Kelly does a lot is stare at Dylan. Then they end up back together, in bed together. They wake up, together.
So they've obviously had sex then.
I assume so. But she takes off.
Okay.
And that's when she goes back to the compound. And during this time, most of the stuff happens with Brandon. Because Brandon's talking to Nat. He's like volunteering or whatever, helping Nat and stuff. And Nat's like, oh, yeah, you remember the girl that used to work here or whatever? Because he's talking about cults. And
yeah.
He's like, I don't know if it's like a cult necessarily, Nat. And he's like, well, I don't know. Remember that girl that used to work here? And basically her sister got mixed up with Jim Jones and, died in Jonestown with the fucking Kool-Aid.
Wow.
And yeah, he's like, Dylan's like, or Brandon's like, I don't know. And he's talking everything. He's like, it doesn't seem like it's that bad or whatever. And he's like, yeah, that's what her sister thought. And like, he's like, so that kind of like shocks him, right? And then he goes up there
again.
Yeah, to get her, and he's like, where is she? It's so funny too because he comes in all like tough and everything. This guy's like, you want me to escort this guy out? And he's like, yeah, why don't you fucking sit down, Junior? Like, basically like, try me. And Finley's like, oh, it's just with his weird speech pattern.
Yeah,
I fucking hate it.
They have all these weird things. They call people like negators and like if you don't want to evolve.
Right.
Yeah.
But he's like, oh, like macho, like whatever, Neanderthal caveman type thing.
Yeah, he's like, oh, look at this great example of this thing I've been teaching you.
Right.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. Where's Kelly? And they're all like, she's not here. And then eventually she pops in and she's like, yeah, I'm here. She's like, I was taking the book back to the library, Brandon. And then Finley's like, look, you got to fucking choose him or me. Is essentially what he says.
Yeah.
And then she tells Brandon to leave.
Yeah. She chooses them.
And so she is now fully ensconced in the cult. And
he tells her too, he's like, don't lose yourself and, all this, this is what Finley is saying. Yeah. He's like, stealing her for the emotional, trauma that's got to be coming from breaking up with her boyfriend.
And like you said, he sounds like the fucking Emperor from that third Star Wars movie, which we'll be watching soon.
Yeah. But yeah, he does. And like his face kind of looks like that too. I don't like him at all.
He's got that weird lispy speech too. I don't like the way he talks. Mm-mm. I don't know if it's on purpose, like if the actor really talks that way, but it's fucked up and I don't like it.
I don't like anything about this, and I want them to stop the storyline.
So then we end with, or it comes to a head with Brandon talking to Dylan and basically saying, look, I need you to help me break her fucking out of this. Because there's no way I'm going to be able to get close to him or whatever. But she still has a soft spot for you, so you can.
That's gotta hurt so bad.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that he still loves her enough to try, like, I don't know. I might be like, fuck off then.
But yeah, that's essentially where it ends. I think that's all the storylines.
Yeah, I think so.
Claire and David are like, whatever, there.
They're bouncing around, yeah.
Again, wallpaper.
Yeah.
It's essentially all they are now.
Donna has a very cute outfit with a little, mini backpack purse, and I love it.
She's wearing a shirt with a big red heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a heart shirt like that, but it was pink.
Nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's essentially the episode for the week.
So, yeah, go ahead and what?
You trying to sound casual?
I don't know.
Yeah, go ahead.
Check out our website at www.retrolatefee.com. Write us at latefee1994@AOL.com. And tell your friends.
Yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.